Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a memory DEX card tutorial to show you guys, and the reason I'm doing this, it's because I am currently having a challenge giveaway, and I have a lot of friends that are not crafters. I started my channel doing hauls, and as I grew, I started getting into more stuff. So some of my friends, as I like to call them, I don't like calling them subscribers, some of my friends don't craft, and they like watching my videos, my haul videos along my vlogs. So a few of them have reached out saying that they want to go ahead and participate in my giveaway challenge. They want to craft. Some of them DIY a lot of stuff, but not necessarily paper crafting. So I wanted to do a very simple memory DEX card, work with stuff that I have here, probably stuff that you guys could find in your local dollar store. When I first started crafting, which was a couple of months ago, or like maybe, how long have I been crafting? Like 3-4 months ago, I had no idea where to start. I would search tutorials and here on YouTube, and there was just not enough information for me. So actually I've been thinking now for a while to film a video of you know, one-on-one paper crafting. I don't know. I know I'm not the only person that has questions. Where do I buy these? Where do I buy that? Where do I find, for example, I didn't know where to buy these paper bags, and so did Mary Jane reviews. She didn't know, not paper bags, these bags right here, plastic bags. I order them now from Amazon. I went like crazy looking for them in Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I couldn't find them. I had no idea what was a die cut. I had no idea any of this. None. Like, I didn't know where to find that stuff. But being the coupon shopper that I am, I'm always looking for deals. So anyways, I am making this intro way too long. I just want to go ahead and show you guys that it's very simple to craft with things that you could easily find at the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store, or any bargain dollar store. So most of the stuff I bought, for example, you will have to invest on things little by little if you do want to become a crafter. I have like paper pads. I got this paper pad from Hobby Lobby. So it says $8.99, but Hobby Lobby has these good deals on the Paper Studios. I believe is 50% off sometimes, and then they have coupons too, so they have very good coupons. I bought this one at Hobby Lobby. I know Target carries the $3 paper pads. If you're lucky enough to find some at the Dollar Tree, you guys could find some. So these are really good because they work perfectly for memory cards or pocket letters or things like that. The way I do it, I follow Crafty Mommy Mermaid, or Craft. I always butcher her name. I know it's not like that. So when I first started, I didn't have the die cuts, as I mentioned. Like, this is one of the memory DEX cards that with the die cut. This is a shaker. Sorry about the glare. A shaker that I just did. Here is another one. Oops, sorry about the glare. Okay. And so these are made with die cuts. But when I first started, I didn't have any of that, so I used this old school tool, which is a hole puncher. So as I mentioned before, I used her method just because I found that it was the most easiest for me to understand. But I'll go ahead and show you my little shortcuts. So what you will need: a hole puncher, glue, I think I bought this either at the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store. If you don't have that, I believe they sell tacky glue at the Dollar Tree, which is this one right here. If you have a 99, this one works good as well. You will also need a tape glue, which is this one right here. You find this at Dollar Tree. You want to invest in a very good tape glue. This one is from Tuesday Morning. I love this one right here. Or you could also find some at Daiso. You could anywhere. You could just find tape glue. But if you don't have a lot of money and then you're just doing this for a one-time deal, just go to the Dollar Tree, a dollar store. Okay, so you're gonna need that, a glue, of course, paper. This is from the paper pad that I just showed you. You're gonna need paper. If you guys could find, or if you have any cardstock paper, preferably 65-pound or 100-pound, depending on the thickness of your paper. The heavier the paper, the better. It's gonna be more sturdy, and I don't know. I like it that way, but I'll show you a way where you guys can use the regular paper. And then stickers, anything that you might want to add to your memory DEX card. And then, of course, all of your information. It does not have to be typed. You could go ahead and write it down, and I'll show you different methods that I use. For example, I'll insert it in. I'll do like little pockets in the back, or you can just write it in the back. You don't have to go to the extra mile, as I said. So also a ruler, if you have one, obviously, or a paper cutter. All right, you guys, so if you have one of these, it's so much easier. But if you don't, like I said, you could always use a ruler. And then all you have to do is grab your paper. This is an 8.5 by 11. And then, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna cut it 4 by 4, okay? And you're gonna cut it the long way because, I'll show you guys why. So you wanna make sure it's measured at 4 inches. Okay. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead and cut it by 8. So it's gonna be 4 by 8. So now that we have successfully cut it by 8, we are gonna go ahead and score. We're gonna divide it by 4 all the way through. And why is this? Because we're gonna go ahead and fold our card. Okay, so now if you don't want to do this extra step, you don't have to. This is already thick enough because the paper is 65, but I like to take that extra step. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert another piece of paper so it could be a little thicker, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this paper to a 4 by 4. Okay, so once we have these right here, we're gonna start gluing everything. So I initially had thought about making this insert, and that way it could be thicker, but now I'm thinking that I'm gonna leave it outside to give it a different color. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna go ahead and glue is this right here. So So, let's see here. So what I like to do first before I glue down anything, I like to tape the edges, just because the edges sometimes are a little harder to get the glue on and it makes a mess. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and add the glue. All right, so I already put some glue on for whatever. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and close. And this is gonna be messy, you guys, because we're talking about glue. So make sure you have a wipe towel, something to wipe off that glue, because you will get messy. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the top one. We're gonna go ahead and glue it down. All right, so this one already has glue and I already taped this. And for the sake of the video, to make this not a 30-minute video, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that part because I'm pretty sure you guys all know how to add glue. Okay. And you wanna make it as even as possible on the top portion, not so much the bottom portion, but the top, that it's aligned. Okay. So now we have our square. Now it's optional if you want to go ahead and edge the corners. I like to do it just because it gives it a better view. It is not so square looking. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim all this, remove all this right here. All right, now once we have done this, we're gonna go ahead and get our ruler. And we are gonna do 1.5. So we're gonna go ahead and do our first punch. So normally where I cut is right where the number starts. You see where the number starts? I'm gonna go ahead and mark it down at 1.5 and 2.5. And that's where my punch is actually gonna go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and punch right through. Okay.
You got it.
You see, there goes one. There goes the second one. Okay. All right, so as I said, it's 1.5, the first punch, and then the second line is at 2.5. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and make the little cuts. And I just eyeball these.
We
have to cut the little cuts, yes. We're gonna make the little cuts. We're gonna cut right through, like so. All right. And that is it, you guys. That is how you do a memory DEX card. Now